So,
You?
obviously, as you alluded to, new patient. You're about a month in. How are you finding the system from the inside? Obviously, you've been defending patients' rights for quite a while now, hearing some horror stories from other people. Where are you sort of lying with it right now? How are you feeling about it?
It's been an interesting journey, really. I mean, I originally went with Medica, and
Mhm.
applied with them, and I found, to be honest, yeah, sorry, Medica, but I found the process intolerable. I found the support staff rude, especially when you're like, talking about your private medical conditions and history and
Mm.
things. And basically, because I've been self-medicating for decades, I didn't have any recent notes. Like
Mm.
I'm prescribed for mental health. It's issues I've had for like over 30 years. And I even had a letter from my consultant psychiatrist from 1998 saying, "Guy's come off all of his meds because he doesn't like the side effects. He prefers cannabis." That was like a quarter of a century ago.
Yeah.
And, obviously, because I've gone down that path of SSRIs and antidepressants and things like that, and I know they don't work for me, I don't go to my doctor and talk about my mental health, or because I know what they're going to do. They're just going to go, "Oh, take these, take these." I know they don't work. So what's the point? So because I didn't have anything recent on my medical notes, my Medica refused me, which did rather piss me off, to be fair.
Mm.
So yeah, I ended up going with Integro, who I would recommend. They were actually great, very very fast, very good procedures. Yeah, no problems at all. As for the actual products, yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I seem to prefer what's from the black market or what I've cultivated in the past. I think a lot of it, that they do this irradiation and it just destroys it. It's just
Mm.
dry stuff. It's the terpenes and flavonoids are just gone, and it just doesn't really represent cannabis as how I see it.
Mm.
But it is what it is. There are some good strains. I've come across some good ones. I mean, I like a kid in a sweetie shop at the minute. Really, just
Yeah.
trying different things and trying to see which will fit in with my endocannabinoid system, with what I like regarding terpene profiles and
Mm.
things like that. And eventually, I think I'll settle down on probably a sort of sativa for the day and an indica for the night. But it's nice to be able to, because I used to do the regulation for the CBD market back in the day. It's nice to have an idea of what the cannabinoid profile and terpenoid profile is, and you know, it's grown to GMP certification to some degree, but that actually is probably worse
Well,
than what someone who's been growing it for decades and in a
I was
smaller space would do.
I was gonna say this is the thing. So it's EU good manufacturing practices.
Hmm.
It's got fuck all to do with how it's grown. It's literally how it's
Yeah,
packaged. That's how they've got around this. You don't need to. Oh my god! It has to be medical seeds. Is this medical soil? Is that medical lights? Is this medical? Do all that. The boys fucked up really early with that. A lot of the big boys spent millions going down that route. We need to spend 20 million opening our facility. We need this, and this. Fuck you, I've got no resource. Come at me. Then, basically, thanks to people like the Hanway Associates and various organizations and entities that were registered at Hanway Street in London, they basically found these way around it of championing allegedly for EU GMP and going, well, this is good manufacturing practices. This is to this level and degree. And they were able to skip that whole section. So they could just fly to fucking Zimbabwe and go, oh, you guys are suddenly growing weed, aren't you? Yeah, we'll have that. Well, we'll go Colombia. Oh, how much is that? Oh, yeah. And they're just shopping around and buying cheap products. And then they could arrive in the UK at Rockshore. What's my geography? About 15 miles from me in Sunderland. And it's literally like guards and fucking gated security in this giant facility where all like this weed just turns up and it goes, oh, this goes in that pot, that goes in that pot. And it's like hermetically sealed and there's a little label put on. And it's those are the procedures, the packaging procedures.
yeah,
And I agree, it's that there are some cultivars that are not too bad, but they're charging like 15 fucking quid a gram.
yeah.
They're
Mhm.
basically coffee shops. I mean, I'm with a clinic that when I go to reorder, I go on their website and I click a little thing and a drop down box appears. And I'm basically just shopping on fucking Etsy. And so you open it and it goes, oh, do you want to order flour, oils, carts? And then you click on the
Yeah.
thing and then drop down. And you're like, oh, do you allowed this and this? And you
You've
put,
seen some of the carts as well. I mean, I was looking the other day, and they're like £135 for a mill, and it's isolate. It's like
Mm.
80% isolate THC and
Well,
60 milligrams isolate CBD in
yeah.
PG, which
Mm.
is 80% of the population are allergic to. It's like, what are you doing? That's not medical. It's not on charge effect.
Yeah.
It's in a horrible carrier oil, and it's extortionate. I wouldn't
Mm.
buy that. I mean,
But
if you had like one that's made out of like pure rosin or like a nice winterized distillate or something full spec. It's got to be. These are supposed to be medicines. You can't have any
but this
humor
is
about this shit.